frankly fairly positively and resiliently, I would say. We're not seeing much of a decrease in demand. Certainly transaction levels have gone down because people simply couldn't get out and couldn't get here, and that's still the case. But we're not expecting to see price decreases across the market. We've just brought out our spotlight on the market for 2019. We've brought that up to date post-COVID, and we are saying that we think that prices will remain pretty stable. Transaction levels will drop a little bit, but by next year we'll be back to where we were before, if not better.
A specific change in the marketplace that I've seen personally is the higher number of London buyers registering with me to move to the country. London buyers have had a chance to focus while spending time with their family, and those looking to make a short to medium term commitment to moving to the country have brought that decision forward.
Best-in-class units are still very much what is letting very quickly and achieving very good rents on those. So again, listen to your agent, have your property looking its best. I think those are probably the sort of magic combination at the moment. Requests for outside space gardens, communal gardens as well, and that is a wonderful thing to have in London.
In Spain, actually things are improving fairly rapidly, better than we could have expected. Now we can do viewings, and what we've noticed, certainly in the city locations, is a decent amount of viewings and a decent amount of offers, which are coming in at fairly sensible prices, anywhere between 5 and 10% off asking price. Where we're still slightly limited is with regard to the more resort-based locations, where we're more dependent on international clients, and these clients simply can't travel to Spain. The good news is that most of those clients that we're engaging with have expressed their desire to continue with their plans and to purchase a property.
The new market conditions, particularly for buyers, presents a much welcome opportunity to at last get on with their searches. We have had unprecedented levels of demand in this post-lockdown period. Visits to the Savills website and the number of new inquiries on properties that we received actually broke all records. With regard to sellers, broadly speaking, they fall into two camps. They are either like the buyers wanting to get on with their lives and bring their properties to the market, or perhaps they're exercising a bit more of a degree of caution. Particularly, I think that's true in the sort of upper prime levels of the market.
Demand is very much for larger apartments here. We're increasingly looking for 4 or 5 bedroom apartments in Monaco, not always easy to find. And also I would say that we've gone back to a situation where people are renting or buying in Monaco and also looking to rent or buy in neighbouring France, so that they have gardens, pools, etc., just in case they're ever needed.
Our country house buyers are notoriously looking for space and large gardens. However, what I have seen as a change in priority is the distance that buyers are happy to travel from London. Since lockdown and the ability to use technology, and those who have now worked from home for a long period of time, those buyers have realised that being a little bit further away from London isn't the end of the world.
In terms of changing preferences, a lot of people asking for lock and leave. So if you are going to split your time between London and the country, having something that's secure, with concierge and facilities, hugely attractive. Home offices obviously has come up repeatedly as people are working from home more. I think that aside, because we've seen that for quite some time now, but there's also a bit of demand really in this whole sort of concept of walk to work. And proximity to the office, that when people are going back in further down the line, I think that will also be something that we'll see.
During the lockdown period, there was a spike in terms of people inquiring about countryside properties. What we're seeing now that people are actually back and free to move a little bit is maybe that dream of buying a country property, they've realised it isn't so realistic. So what we are seeing is an uplift in the amount of people inquiring about country properties as second homes, and then in the city locations, a lot of people looking for properties or looking to upgrade their properties to properties with outside space, so with terraces or gardens.
Some buyers are splitting their budgets and they are deciding to buy a slightly smaller property in London so that they can also afford a property in the country. One other thing which some of our developer clients or people refurbishing properties and thinking about bringing them to the market have been asking is whether it's wise to dress a room as a gym. Because of course people exercising from home has been a much more common occurrence.
We often have clients who are not here, so we're pretty good at using video conferencing, virtual tours, etc. Though nothing replaces actual meetings with clients. The Monaco notarial system, though, has also adapted and become a little more 21st century, which is definitely a good thing.
I've managed to speak to so many of my buyers over Zoom, FaceTime, or maybe on a virtual viewing, something that's pretty new to all of us. There will also be some positive impact in the future. Our country house buyers will be braver. They will be very happy to travel further away from London to find their perfect home.
I think virtual viewings has probably been the biggest change that we've seen throughout this as a tool. I don't think it will replace things, and I think, you know, property is a tangible thing, and people, when you're looking for yourself, you want to see it and experience it and touch it, and I think that will not change, but it's a very good thing to have in our armoury.
We've been able to adopt digital signature in some parts of the process, and actually the notarial system in Spain is looking at ways to digitalise as well, which I think will make things much easier in the future.
Digital face-to-face conversations are much more commonplace now, and people feel a lot more comfortable with them. We get a much better insight between agent and client as to what the priorities are. It means we can be a lot more helpful.